My government, as president of Nigeria, will move for the repeal of the Land Use Act. The reason is that I think the Land Use Act might have been necessary at some point, but today has outlived its purpose. It has created a massive bureaucracy concerning land titling that prevents investment with economic efficiency in the housing sector. It has trapped about $300 billion of debt capital in this country's economy today. We will need to make a decision as to whether we need to pursue social housing in terms of expansion across the land or moving up, because you have to think forward. Number three, we have to have a serious policy about slums. We must improve our slums, not seek to eradicate them so that they become posh new residences for the wealthy, as we saw in Morocco. We saw it in Morocco, but we need to bring adequate water and sewage management to slums.
Housing is an important part of lifting people out of poverty. The major thing to do is to ensure that people have income that enables them to be housed, or those who rent houses on a long-term and sustainable basis. So an economy that enables improvement in income is fundamental. Number two, that in the development and design of social housing, we must understand how the right policy triggers a stronger participation of the private sector in the provision of social housing. Number three, we must look at our slum environments from the perspective of economic corridors. If we looked at them as economic corridors, it completely shifts the way that we treat the poor, who are co-located in environments that are even detrimental to the achievement of our sustainable development goals.
In any nation where people don't own homes, they don't feel like they are part of that country. They don't feel like nationals. And therefore, it's easy for them to relocate to any other country that they want. One of the first things that happens when Nigerians relocate abroad is they first of all buy houses. And that makes them have a sense of belonging. So the first thing I'm going to do, the Philadelphia-led administration come May 29, 2019, is to declare a state of emergency on housing. And make sure that we put together all the stakeholders to come together and have a national housing vision that says we want to make sure every Nigerian has access to cheap, affordable, safe, attractive, and most importantly, functional homes.
Nigeria is not accessible, you see, because not every land in this country has been surveyed. So therefore, for somebody that wants to buy a piece of land, is not even sure what he's buying. That's why you see one Omonile is selling a piece of land to 10 people. So what do the ordinary man do to avoid is start building. And the one thing that government can do is, it is only here, even in Ogun State, everywhere, is government is always catching up. Instead of government to encourage the stakeholders to have those infrastructures ahead of buildings. So whether you are building a new Victoria Island or a new Akwete anywhere, you will discover that it is going to become a slum at the end of the day.
Government must invest in shelter, that every Nigerian citizen must be entitled to a place to lay their head at night, a home. And we have to make the investment. And what I'm proposing, what our government will do, is to put aside $3.6 billion. And I mean this, we should turn this country into a construction site where we are building homes until at least an average Nigerian has a home. We are in need of 17 million homes. Over 80 million Nigerians are without homes. What we do is to set the standard that an average of 5 Nigerians should be entitled to a house, a father, a mom, and at least 3 kids. And